Well, hello everybody, I am Fist-25 and we are back doing another Argo Mole video. I haven't done an Argo Mole video in, gosh, such a long time. The last time was a really popular video and it was on like single player mining in the Argo Mole and some tips and tricks, but that was back before mining consumables and a lot of that stuff that's in patch 3.16 in 2022. So I figured now is the time that I actually finally bought a mole, if you can believe it. And yeah, let's do some tips and ticks. Let's do some tips and tricks even about the Argo Mole and single player mining, and we're gonna start that video right now. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for coming back to the channel. I'm going to try my best to keep this video short, do some edits and some cuts. I'm already out in space in my Argo Mole. And, you know, I'm actually in the Asteroid belt. Let me show you where I am on the map. Whoa, way in the middle of nowhere. So I'm actually in between Hurston and ArcCorp. And the way you get here is you start at Hurston or Her1 or Her-L2 and you just plot a course to ArcCorp. When you're at Hurston and you're at about, you know, in ArcCorp's, you know, the kilometers are tracking down. When you're at 9.5 million kilometers from ArcCorp, just stop your quantum drive. Stop the quantum drive by holding down the B button or hit I to turn off your engines, and you'll come to a stopping. You'll be in an asteroid belt. This asteroid belt that surrounds in between Microtech and ArcCorp, that separates Crusader and Hurston. Anyway, the asteroid belt has a ton of different asteroids out there, and they're all procedurally generated. And I came up upon a bunch of stuff with Borace. One of the real nice things about the asteroid belt out here is that it's pretty hard to find anybody out here. If you're finding somebody out here, you got real lucky because space is really big. So your chances of running into anybody or a pirate or anything are pretty darn slim. Now, when you make your way back, that's a different story. Anyway, up here on the mole, this rock right here, it was literally the first rock I came across. It's got like 8% Borace, and so we're going to start to mine it. Now, in my mole, I have 3 different mining lasers. You're like, wait, why? Well, I'm going to show you why. The best reason I have it will be a little bit later in the video, because it involves multi-crew mining. But I know this is a single-player video, but hey, sometimes you might have some friends on your ship. And it's even a hugely added benefit even to have them. Hey guys, so I had to actually pull the mole up in Urkel.games at the DBS calculator because it wouldn't come up for me in game. So quick cut here. But the way I have the mole set up is on the front laser, meaning the one directly under the cockpit. I have that set up with a Impact 2. You can pick up at a bunch of different places. I personally picked it up at her L1. On the left turret, for the left mining laser, I stuck a Lancet, size 2 Lancet on there. And I know Urkel is not showing where to get this mining laser. I get that. There is another website out there. I'll put it in the description, where you can find like pretty much anything in the game, and it's called Cornerstone Universal Item Finder. And I use it all the time when I'm looking for just like something in particular real quick. So for the Lancet size 2, you were able to pick that up also at her L1, Mike L1, New Babbage, Jerry 18, at Grim Hex. I picked mine up at Grim Hex, and you can also get it at Tammany & Sons. You can pretty much get anything at Tammany & Sons, mining wise. And then the very last laser I picked up was the Helix size 2, which it does show here on Urkel. You can pick that one up at a variety of places. I picked mine up at her L1. Anyway, those are the 3 lasers I have set up. Everything else on the ship is stock except for the quantum drive, because if you do get quantanium, you need to have a fast quantum drive. So I actually put a crossfield on mine. I picked up a crossfield because it's just a little bit slower than XL1, and I didn't want to go to the place where the XL1 was. I picked up mine at Grim Hex for 60,000. You see, everything else on the Mole I have is stock, power plants, shields, coolers, and weapons, because you don't need that stuff. I did, however, pick up some FLTR XLs, and I picked those up at her L1. And what those do, let me bring that guy up to you here. Those, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but they're considered a consumable. However, they're basically a mining modifier, and they stand for filter extra large. And what these do is when you fit them on with a mining laser, when you extract the XLs, they make it 30% slower to extract. However, they filter out 20% of the inert materials that you're sucking up. That's what makes them so awesome. And you can stack 3 of them on any one of those lasers. I just did it on the center laser, the impact, so that when I'm bringing in, mining minerals, 60% of the inert is filtered out. So that is huge. So with that, back to the regularly scheduled Fist on the Argo Mole. So now that you know how the ship is configured, I have the impact mining laser, which I really like. I've come to really like that since one of our viewers suggested using it. I have the tried and true Lancet, which is the best laser for instability, and the Helix 1. I'm sorry, the Helix 2, because I'm in a Mole, everything's size 2 lasers. The Helix 1, the Helix 2, I'm used to the Prospector. It provides the most power, and it's really good against instability as well. So with that being said, I put my impact 2 on the center, because that's usually how I mine when I mine solo. And then I have the Helix 2 on one side, I believe it's the starboard side, and I have the Lancet on the port side. If there is a rock that's just too much and I'm having a lot of trouble cracking it, let's say it's jumping around too much, it's too unstable, well, then I'm going to go hop in my Lancet. If I don't have enough power with the Lancet or with the impact, then I'm going to go use my Helix to crack it. Once it's cracked, the initial crack, I can crack anything else with the impact or with the Lancet into modules that I can scoop up. The only passive filters I have are the only passive mining consumables I have are the filter XLs. The reason I have those is because they take away 20% of inert materials for each filter module. That means I'm not going to collect 60% of inert while I'm mining. That means I can mine longer and I can collect more raw material and less inert material. And that, my friends, means way more money. So I have in the center cab here, I'm going to turn power on. I have a Impact 2 mining laser, as you can see on the left side of your screen here. Impact 2. And I have all 3 filter XLs. So this would be the mining laser I would extract from. And that makes sense because it's in the center of the ship. We can see all the stuff about the asteroid here. It is 8% borace, 77% inert, 11 diamond, 3 corundum. I'm really only interested in the borace and maybe the diamond. With that being said, let's crank our laser Hopefully this won't be too loud. You can see already that our charge window over here is, well, it was a pretty good size. Plus, the impact laser looks like the Ghostbuster beam, like from the Proton Pack, and that's freaking awesome. So let's crank it up. Now, Borace is not Quantanium, so it is easier to crack. It's not as unstable, not as jumpy. It is jumping a little bit though, but I do have a higher optimal charge window because I'm using the impact. So the mass of this asteroid isn't that big, 4631, but it's all about getting to that sweet spot on the asteroid so that the charge can charge. And here we go. We're nearing the green zone here. Come on, get up there, baby. Okay, we're in the green zone. I'm going to get about halfway. I'm going to start cutting power. I'm not trying to do a mining tutorial here, guys. This is just tips and tricks. Yeah, you see how fast the green is going as well. And bam. It is heading towards us. Don't hit my laser. Oh, it hit the laser. Oh, boo. That's where it helps to do multi-crew mining. All right, let's scan this guy up here. If he doesn't float away from us. 5% Borace. Okay, let's do this guy. Borace is a valuable mineral that trades for quite. That's why we're going after the Borace. 15% Borace. This ginormous rock here is 8.95%. I think there's a rock behind. Oh, maybe it's this guy. Aha! You thought you got away. Ooh, 15%. Then it's just pure boy. So let's go ahead and crack this guy. I'm hoping not to have to reposition the ship. Let's see what happens, though. Okay, his mass is 908. So obviously we're not going to go up to 100 on the charge. That real nice and fat optimal green window used in the impact. Love it. I'm all about making it easier. The easier it is for me, the better. Okay, crank my laser power down, keep it in that green. Don't you keep crawling up there. There you go. You better come back down. And it's about to blow kablooey. Okay. So here we have our purple pieces here. Obviously, we don't want the 100% inert. We'll switch to extraction mode. Now, we are going to have a slower extraction rate with the filter XLs, but I don't really notice a huge slowdown. Personally. I mean, when I'm sucking them up, I don't care if it's a little bit slower. If I'm getting rid of inert material, that's phenomenal. So it's okay. That one's 31% Borace. It's worth it. The mole has 96 cargo. Take it. Boom. This guy. See, in inert, I only brought in 1 SCU. And Borace, I brought in almost 1 SCU. And that thing had significantly more inert material. So this guy, we'll just do an example here. It's 18% Borace. And so we'll say roughly 20% and 81% inert. Well, I'm not going to take in 60% of that 81%. That makes sense. So, I'll let you do the math on that. But the significant amount of that inert material, I'm not bringing in. So let's extract this rock. Boom. And look, I mean, I'm at 3 inert, but I'm almost at 2 Borace. And that's worth a good chunk of change. This guy, oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do the inert. That's what I get for not paying attention. This guy is 7%. It's worth it to me. I mean, You're making money, except on the inert stuff. Yes, we're bringing in a lot more inert, especially on this rock. But we have some borates in there. Okay. This guy is 8%. And this is a bug right now, guys. So we've already scanned these rocks, and it doesn't want to rescan them. What we can do... Nope, that wasn't it. I was trying to... There we go. Basically turn off mining mode and turn it back on. And you can do that by hitting V. That one's 5%. Might be worth it once we crack it. Let me hit V. Basically turns on scan mode. And I'll hit V again. And of course, when I want to put it on video. Oh. There we go. Okay, so I just tapped it with the laser and it came up. So 15% borates, definitely worth cracking this one. Let's get her done. We cracked all the rocks that are part of the rock here. Let's scan and see what we got. 25% borates. Boom. Take it in. Even with the inert being as high as it is, it's still worth it at this point. Yes. Okay. It's diamond. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go here and I'm going to extract and we'll get back to you as soon as I'm done. I'll do it like a fast forward. Okay, guys, so I'm back. You notice probably that I blew up a couple rocks there. They were in the way. And when they're in the way, there's one way to get rid of them in the mole is just to blow them up. I did take a little bit of shield damage on one, but it wasn't enough to like knock my saddlebags off or do a total, you know, like a bunch of damage to the ship. And if you look in the kind of the bottom right of the screen, you can see that we are at, yes, we have a high amount of inert material, but imagine if we had 60% more of that. We got some borates, we got a nice fat chunk of raw diamond, which whenever you get 100% rock, especially if it's like diamond or gold or something like that, it's moderately priced, lock it up, it's all money. So that is kind of a fun little trick. Some tips and tricks there of what you can do to help yourself out. Notice out in the asteroid field, I don't even need to use the mining reshade. If you don't know what that is, I have a video on mining reshade. That's for like really bright places like Lyria, where there's a lot of white, and it helps dim down the center of your reticle so you can actually see what you're doing. One thing I wish that was possible, but it's not on our good old Argo Mole here. Here's another real quick tip. Instead of going down this way on the ladder, if you want a quick trip, walk backwards. And of course it doesn't work. There we go. And boom, you go right down. One thing that I wish we could really do on the ship was to keep all of the mining lasers engaged at the same time. But the way these cabs work, if you look at that rock ahead of us, we're going to move out to the left. So now you can see that I'm actually physically detached from the ship. It's kind of hard to see there. But I am detached from the ship, and I'm off to the side, which is fine. That's great for mining. Really hard to see there, but I see the power on. You can see, because this is the Lancet, when I look at mining a rock, the charge and all that stuff over here, the green bar, it's different because it's a different laser. I mean, I also don't have my scooping up modules in here. The multiplayer trick is when we can get someone in each laser, and all they have to do is shoot a single 0 power beam. That's all. Look at the charge window. Look at what the charge window just did. It just it just got bigger because I'm in a Lancet. I'm not providing any power to this at all. Like, there's no mining being done, right? The charge level is at 0, but because that asteroid is charged with this laser, the optimal window got bigger. Now, when I go into the impact, if you have someone else in there, you will get the benefit of the Lancet and the benefit of the impact and all its benefits. And then when I have someone in the helix and they do a 0 charge, boom, I get all the benefits of the helix. So if I can get 3 different mining lasers on the same target, and I get 2 of them, like the Lancet, which has the best low-end benefits, and the helix, which is the best high-end benefits, and I'm using the best middle-range mining laser, I'm getting benefits all around. And I'm going to be able to crack, especially those real big, hard to crack, 8,000 plus mass Quantanium rocks. I'll be able to crack them no problem with great instability and resistance in there. It should be nice and smooth. Get in there, crack that rock, and then use the center laser to extract because it has the filter modules on. So that is what we're going to attempt to do. Now, notice if I hit Y and I leave the cab here, it turns the laser off. That's why I can't do this in single player mining. If I'm going to do a single player mining in the mole, that's why I use basically the middle range laser, the impact with the filter XLs, because it gives me the best bang for my buck. It's right in the middle of the road. Now, I know a lot of people swear by the Lancet and they'll swear by the helix, but I'm serious, guys. Give the impact a try. You will love it. So with that, let's see if we can grab some people for the video, and we will try to get 3 people in each of the mining lasers. Or I'm sorry, 1 person in each of the mining lasers, 3 people total, and we'll go from there and see what we can do. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, as promised, we are back and we're going to do some multi-crew mining, and I want to show you how when all these lasers are kind of working together in concert, what they can do to the charge window. I have Roseman 1967 in the left mining laser arm with I believe you have the Lancet.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Okay, and then I have Jalov in the starboard mining laser arm with the helix. They're both size 2, and as you guys can see, I'm parked above this rock now. It's a good size rock, and it has some laranite and some agresium on there. We are on the moon of Daymar, and I am going to hop out of this seat. I'm gonna make my way back to the center mining laser. Maybe. Oh, it doesn't want to give me the trick. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to power up the laser here and show everybody in the video what it looks like when my optimal window. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the mining reshade. So if you can see in the video, it got a little bit darker in here. You can see how big my optimal window is and my overcharge window is. Now I'm going to charge the rock with just 0%. It's going to finish this little crazy scan, and that is my final optimal and overcharge. Roseman, can I get you to do a 0% charge on that rock with the Lancet?
Yes, sir. Laser
okay,
on.
you guys can see it scan again. Look how big the optimal window got. It's much larger. And Jalov, can I get you on the helix to also charge the rock?
Yes, sir.
Rescans the optimal window. It's smaller, now it's bigger. So I am going to attempt to do this mine, or at least crack this rock. And you guys can see it has some looks like a little bit of a greasium, a little bit of laranite, mostly inert, but that's why I got the filters on. So let's, I didn't mean to turn the laser off. Let's go ahead and charge it up. Okay, you guys stay at 0.
Yep.
This is multi-crew mining, folks. This rock is 6,800 on the mass, almost 6,900. So I hopefully will be able to have enough power to crack it. If not, I'll probably have the Lancets help with that. But it looks like it's going up pretty steadily. And the nice thing about the impact is that it makes, when it does get into the optimal window, it actually charges in the optimal faster.
You want more power or no?
Nope, we're good. It's getting there. It's getting up there. It's a pretty good size rock.
Yeah.
I'm almost into the green. Okay, we're in the green. We're starting to crack the rock. I will wait until I get close to halfway to power down a little bit. Okay, and it's going to crack in about 3, 2, 1, and crack. Ooh. So at this point, guys, what we can do is break up these other bigger rocks into smaller rocks, but because I have the Filter XL on the impact, we'll scoop everything up with my laser because it'll take out a lot of the inerts. So I will film this in fast forward and just hang back and enjoy the view, and keep an eye on the cargo side of the right side of the screen as we suck up and break rocks, and we'll see how much we get. And let's do it, guys. All right, everybody. So we are done mining at this point. You could probably have seen in the video that Jawa and Roseman were helping when they were scanning for stuff for me to extract. They were basically using their laser as a pointer device at a 0% charge. It doesn't hurt anything. And it shows me what they're looking at. And of course, we're also in Discord, so we're communicating with voice. And you notice the ship moving down like it kind of is doing right now. The ship is not actually moving. It's just a little bit of desync. Now the ground under us is rotating very slowly because we're on a moon and it rotates. If we just sit here, eventually this rock will rotate out of our view. But it's not enough to really worry about here. And we've gotten quite a bit of agresium and laranite, picked up a little bit of other stuff. And yeah, we still have a bunch of inert, but 60% less of what we would have. And we cracked this almost 7,000 mass rock in no time flat, sucked up everything that was worth sucking up. And now we can move on to the next one. So there you go. That is Argo Mole single player and teamwork mining. And you can see the mole and its two extended cabs here. I wish you guys could wave. And you see the 3 different mining heads. Yeah, you can move your mining head around. Wave goodbye to everybody on YouTube. No, just me and Roseman. Wave your mining laser.
Oh.
There you go. Say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody. See you on the next one. Don't forget to, if you enjoyed this video, to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.